Oh, you guys, I have made a terrible, terrible decision. And now I'm stuck. It is even later than when I recorded the lesson yesterday. Because it is now... Shoot, my phone died, so I don't know what time it is. Last I looked, it was like 1:45, and that was a while ago, so it's probably like 2 in the morning. I guess that not going to bed has messed up my sleep pattern, and I'm slowly becoming nocturnal. It's not a good thing. Anyway, as you can see, I actually am at my desk today, so I did total up points. So I do want to award points now. So, hang on. Okay. Alright, Downey, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. I have not really heard a lot from Downey lately. So, good job with your 70 points, though. But, let's send me some assignments, House Downey. Like, oh, I missed one. Okay. But yeah, I've not heard a lot from you. Okay, next I have Reeves for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 85. So 185 for House Reeves. Good job, guys. Keep up the good work. Just remember that this is a couple days worth of points, so it's gonna be a lot. Okay, McKellen, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 210. Good job, McKellen. I've seen some really, really good work coming out of House McKellen lately, so keep up that good work. I also will say that those of you who sent me videos today, I have not had a chance to watch those yet, so more points once I get the chance to watch those. Alright, finally, House Hepburn. Oh, that is a Reeves point. That is definitely yellow. Some of the yellow beads, when they're with the green beads, look green, but that was yellow. Alright, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 200, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 300 points for House Hepburn. Alright. Lots of people from House Hepburn contacting me and turning in assignments. Like a lot of people. But, y'all, everyone else, you're not that far behind. You can still catch up. Like, I mean, McKellen was, like, down here, and now they're up here, so y'all can do it. I believe in you. Answering the trivia questions helps, and nobody's answered the question about what is the term that you use when you can't remember the proper name for something. So I will probably award, like, I don't know, 500 points if you can get that one. It's a hard one, so. Okay, so today, guys, I don't know if you've noticed, but a lot of celebrities and other people have taken to reading stories online for the kids that are trapped at home, reading storybooks and things like that, which is a great theatrical skill to have. And back in October, we went over storytelling, and we all told our scary stories at Halloween, which was really, really fun. So I wanted to have you guys kind of follow suit with the celebrities and all of that, and read a story. Now, it could be a novel, like you could read a chapter of a novel. It could be a kid's book and do that, but just record yourselves reading a story. It could be voice recording or video recording, I don't care which one, but recording yourselves telling a story. Now, some of you do not have the ability to record videos or voice, which is fine. I usually try to find something else for you guys to do so you don't have to stress about that. So if you can't record yourselves telling a story or reading a story, then I would like you to write a story. And it just needs to be at least the length of a child's book, okay? And then you send that to me. I will give house points to whoever tells the best story, like you're reading a story and that someone else wrote and you're telling it, and I'll give house points to whoever writes the best story as well. Just remember that that is very subjective and I'm the only judge, so use what you know about me and what I like and what I'm looking for to kind of help you there, okay? Alright, so, for my example, at first I was like, I could read the first chapter of my novel, and that would be great, and I know a lot of you have wanted to read that, which, by the way, it is 6 chapters away from being finished, so I'm almost done with the first draft, which is great. I'm just plugging that in there. But yeah, so I was gonna do that. But then I found this notebook from when I was in junior high, and I wrote a story in it. Now, it's kind of cringy, and also it is a fan fiction for Transformers, because I really loved Transformers when I was in middle school. But yeah, so I'm going to read the first chapter of my middle school fan fiction from Transformers for you as story time, because I think it's hilarious and it should help you feel better, because this is literally probably the crappiest writing you have ever seen. Okay, here we go. If you're not familiar with the names of the Transformers and Autobots and stuff, I apologize. This is going to be very boring. Okay. Ratchet looked up at the screen. Still no sign of any Decepticon activity. He sighed. All the Autobots were getting tired of the same Earth jobs. Catch a robber, douse some flames. They all itched for action, and without it, they were getting irritated. Suddenly, there was a beeping noise. Ratchet pressed a button. The computer started its report. Cybertron energy located in the western United States. Source unknown. Optimus, Ratchet called. You may want to see this. The Autobot leader, Optimus Prime, walked into the room and stood behind Ratchet. What is it? Our computer has picked up a Cybertron energy signal in the western United States, Ratchet replied. It could be anything from a Decepticon to Ultra Magnus himself. Optimus nodded. Well, get the boys. We're bored enough to check it out. Ratchet left the room and walked down the hall. The first door he came to had music blaring from within. He pushed it open and yelled, Pack it up, Bumblebee! We're going on a road trip! He then continued down the hall to an almost silent room. He heard a page turn as he opened the door. Jazz looked up from his sports car magazine. Road trip, Ratchet explained. Jazz nodded, and Ratchet turned to the last door. The sound of metal cutting metal met his ears. When he opened the door, sparks leapt out at him. Ironhide put down his power saw. Road trip. Gather your stuff, Ratchet said. Ironhide's eyes lit up at the possibility of using his prized cannons. It's about time we got to see some action. Ratchet shook his head. Could be action, but we're not sure. Well, if there's not, we're all going to go crazy, Ironhide growled as they walked into their garage. All right, Autobots, Optimus started. Ratchet's computer has detected some Cybertronian energy in the western United States. We don't know the source, but we're taking a road trip to find out. There are some rules. 1. No one is to transform on the road. I don't care how bad the traffic is. He gave Bumblebee a meaningful look. 2. Keep all weapons out of sight. He glanced at Ironhide. And 3. No road tag. Is that all? Bumblebee asked. I'm serious, Bumblebee, Optimus warned. One thing goes wrong, and you'll be helping with construction back at base. Bumblebee chuckled nervously. Got it, Bossbot. All right then, transform and roll out, Optimus called. The trip was long, but the bots were glad to be doing something other than construction. Ratchet kept the computer and directed everyone on where to go. One night, someone tried to steal Bumblebee. The poor thief chose the wrong car to mess with. He ended up in jail. It was the first time charges were pressed for Grand Theft Auto by the car. Luckily, the robber admitted the crime and the Autobots resumed their trip. On the third day, Ratchet announced that they were nearing their destination. As they got closer to the city, the signal split. Ratchet called all the bots to a stop. "It seems there are two sources of energy. What do you suggest, Prime?" "Jazz and Bumblebee will come with me. You and Ironhide go after the one north of us," Optimus directed. They all agreed and rolled out. Optimus followed Ratchet's directions, and they soon found themselves at a school. Prime felt a pull in his body. It was here. He gave the signal, and he transformed back. Jazz and Bumblebee followed. They hadn't taken more than 2 steps before they were surrounded by high schoolers. Soon they were signing every paper handed to them. Optimus realized they weren't going to get much done. They would have to return when the humans were gone. He contacted Ratchet, who was having similar problems. They decided to meet in a vacant parking lot not too far away. They also decided not to transform from their vehicle modes. They waited there till night. They were devastated to find the energy sources had gone, or been taken. "Maybe the Decepticons got here first," Bumblebee suggested. Ratchet shook his head. "Let me check my computer before we jump to conclusions." After some fiddling, he gave up. "There's no signal on this side of the city. We may have to search somewhere else." "We can split up tomorrow and cover more ground." Jazz put his 2 cents worth in. "But first I need to power down." The other bots agreed and settled in. The night passed peacefully, but the bots woke up late to find teenagers hanging on them. "What now, Prime? We can't move or they'll be all over us," Ironhide growled. "Actually, I think they know who we are already," Jazz observed. Optimus sighed and transformed. "Earth children, we are on a mission of great importance. Please stand down and let us work." The high schoolers just stared at him. Suddenly, a bunch of high school girls started screaming. "Not working!" Bumblebee covered his ears. "Really? We couldn't tell from the high-pitched screaming," Ironhide retorted. "Hey! The signals are back!" Ratchet took off running toward the other school, Ironhide close behind. "This way," Optimus motioned to the other 2 bots. They walked to a part of the building that was only hooked on by a hallway. "In there," Optimus pointed to a garage. "I'm going in," Bumblebee announced. "Careful," Jazz warned as Bumblebee transformed and drove in. The end of that section. So, I hope you enjoyed that. That was very embarrassing and very cringy. But it is late at night, and, you know, that's the perfect time to make really bad life decisions, is really late at night. So, don't make decisions when you're supposed to be asleep and you're tired. It's a bad idea. Clearly. Alright, guys. Love you. Miss you. So excited to see what you come up with and watch your videos and read your stuff. Hope you're all doing well, and I will see you later.